Hello there, Lynx here, welcome to more of Sakura Succubus 5! New day, new events, the chase after Elizabeth, hopefully. I hope, really. Please, game, let me go after Elizabeth, please, please, please. Anyway, I wake up early the following morning to the sound of birdsong filtering in through the window, mingled with the distinctive striking of heeled shoes against the wooden floor. Yawning, I crack both eyes open, then sit up in bed. Ah, there she is. I'm not alone in my room, as I surmised by the sounds of high heels. Stephania's Maid, the one who greeted me at the airport, is busy picking up a broom in one hand, for she still turns politely to greet me.
Good morning, Mr. Ogasawara. I hope I did not disturb you while I was tidying. If I woke you, I must apologize. You may return to your slumber if so desired.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's pretty late as it is. I glanced my phone, which I left charging on the bedside table, and take a look. It's about 8:43. Middle of the night. I guess it's not as late as I feared, but if I were back in Japan, I'd be panicked right about now. It's not uncommon for me to wake up at 6:30 so I can get ready, grab some breakfast, and take the train to work. I'm used to getting up way earlier than this. I had quite the lie in, all things considered.
Maybe so, but you did have a busy day yesterday. I hope you don't feel too weary from your flight.
A little, I guess, but getting some exercise and some fresh air would be better than lying in bed. I think it would be a shame to come to this beautiful country, only to waste my days indoors. I won't be here very long. I want to make most of things while I can. Would you care to accompany me? Dude. Yeah, her hair is kinda bluish, to be fair. Unless my screen is messed up and the settings are messed up, but it's definitely bluish. Like, her outfit is white, that's for sure. Dude, I was previously saying stuff about eyebrows, but it works over here. Damn it. Maybe it doesn't work with blonde hair. Anyway.
Why, thank you. I am gratified to hear you say that. It is always nice to hear one praise one's own home country.
The maid. What was her name again? How do you not remember? What is wrong with you, Hiroki? God damn it. I'm sure she told me it. Smiles faintly. She's not a very expressive woman. Her pale face looks like the rest of her body to be carved from marble. But that smile, for small, serves to light up her eyes. And my day. That's cheesy, I know. Framed by one of the windows as she is bathed in the early morning sunlight, she looks almost radiant. If it weren't for the black and white maid's garb she's attired in, I'd be tempted to mistake her for the princess. I mean, to be fair, she looks way better than the princess. Way, way better. She's certainly regal enough.
I do so hope you enjoy your stay in Astoria, Mr. Ogasawara. As you said, it is a very pleasant country indeed. I myself am very fond of it.
I can see why. I've not seen much of it yet, but it really looks like something from a fairy tale. I only caught a glimpse of the streets yesterday, on my journey to the palace, but the bits of Rosenberg I caught through the windows looked enticing. I think it'd be nice to go for a stroll through these charming streets alongside Hifumi, or Marina, or Hazel, or Elizabeth. And speaking of which, I don't know about Stephania. I don't care. Do you know where Hifumi is? Hazel, Marina, Stephania. Why there is no option? Hey Elizabeth, would you like to accompany me? God damn it. Come on, game. Hifumi, to be honest, yeah.
But of course.
The maid, what was her name? How do you not remember? I think it started with an E. Maybe it was Eliza? No, both her had in an accent.
If it is Miss Yamamoto you are after, she's taking breakfast in the parlor with milady. Miss Wakatsuki meanwhile has left to attend a business meeting and Miss Williams has gone to the tennis courts to practice.
Oh, I see. I nod. That's about as I expected. Really, I'm not surprised by my companion's whereabouts, but I am a little surprised this maid is so very on top of things. Is it your job to know everything that's going on in the palace?
Naturally.
The maid nods, and setting down her brush, approaches my bedside.
As milady's #1 maid. Dude.
She's beautiful.
I cannot let any detail, no matter how subtle, escape my attention. I must be fully abreast of all that is occurring, so I might properly serve her. Part of being a maid is preempting milady's wants, so I can satisfy her needs before she feels the need to voice her commands. I would so hate for her to waste her breath when she has so many others of import to attend.
Is that so? I grin. You sound pretty devoted. Talk about being a super maid.
Oh, I'm not so specially. I simply try to remain focused at any and all time for milady's sake. One never knows, after all, when she might summon me.
That's Stephania. Sorry. Her Highness rely on you a lot then?
Indeed she does. I don't mind that, for I like being relied on. It is nice feeling useful, and it is not hard to work for milady's sake either. She's a sweet, kind girl, and she always makes her appreciation well known. I'm honored to serve her.
I get that. I didn't get along well with my boss before, so I had no motivation to work. It was pretty cruddy. His attitude shifted recently though, as he's been more complimentary about my work. That makes me feel more inclined to put in an honest effort.
Indeed, one's efficiency in the workplace can often be attributed to one's superiors. Nobody likes to feel that their time is not being respected.
The maid, is her name Elise? Eleanor? Dude, come on! How do you not remember? What is wrong with you? It was definitely something Western, not.
Fortunately for me, I could ask for no better employer than milady. She truly is a credit to the royal family and to her kingdom. Her heart is of the gentlest, noblest sort. I've never met any woman like her.
Wow. I whistle. She sounds pretty remarkable. I always imagine the nobility is us being stuck up and selfish. Let them eat cake, but I guess Stephania's different.
Indeed she is. She's a treasure, as I hope you'll soon uncover, should you get to know her. But I want to get to know you! Damn it!
Do you think I could? I frown. The princess didn't invite me to the palace per se, but the invitation was extended to Hifumi. I'm tagging along as her +1. Wouldn't it be a bit, I don't know, presumptuous for a commoner like me to try to speak to princess?
I do not think so. No, milady is open to conversing with anybody from all walks of life, if only they remember their manners. You seem a polite young man, Mr. Ogasawara, so I doubt milady will take umbrage with you.
Well, thanks for the compliment. I'm not sure if I'm all that worthy of it for. My manners leave a lot to be desired. I can't be all that polite. Even I can't remember the maid's name despite my attempts, but to be fair, I was pretty tired last night.
No, Hiroki, that's not an explanation here.
You have a cute as heck maid over here. Wonderful, beautiful, and so on. And you don't remember her name. Dude, what's wrong with you? It is a bit awkward for conversing with a woman who knows my name, while I can't remember hers. Is there a simple way I can ask her about it, without looking through it?
It is true. Your manner of speaking is unpolished, shall we say.
Ouch! Is that a polite way of saying I talk like a tug?
But I do not think there is anything wrong with it. It is quite amusing, in fact, to hear you speak so within the walls of the palace. It is rare for us to receive guests such as you, Mr. Ogasawara. I'm sure the princess will find your company most intriguing.
What about you four? You think?
I'm certain of it. As affable as milady is, it is rare she has the chance to make friends. Being a princess can be quite isolated.
Oh, yeah, I guess I can imagine that. Yua has a lot of duties to contend with herself as the queen of the Succubus realm. It's rare she's ever afforded the chance to leave her domain. I bet Stephania's situation is similar. I wonder whether she is even allowed to leave the palace without an entourage of armed guards keeping her safe. It sounds stifling.
I would be happy if you would make Milady's acquaintance, as I'm sure would she. I would not wish to impinge upon your schedule, but it would be nice if you could speak to her.
Sure. I guess I'll head down to the parlor then. I glanced out myself. I'm still wearing my pajamas. Then scratched my cheek. I should probably get dressed first for...
Perhaps you should, yes. As charming as your nightwear is, it would behoove you to freshen up.
The maid smiled sardonically, then bows her head.
I shall leave you to it. Then, farewell for now, Mr. Gasawara, and if you are in any doubts...
The maid paused by my bedside and looks to me from over her shoulder.
My name is Elizabeth. It is a pleasure to make acquaintance once more.
Huh? I look at the maid. Sorry, Elizabeth, blankly. I was doing my best to hide my confusion. Her name, but but I guess I must have let it slip. For how exactly, I don't know. Yeah, nobody knows, dude. Is this woman psychic? All of a sudden, her amber eyes gaze is looking pretty intense. How did you know I've forgotten your name? You'd think...
Let us just say, I had a feeling. She's a succubus, let's go!
She's the one we are after, man. Elizabeth laughs softly.
I flatter myself. I have talent when it comes to diving the thoughts of man.
Okay, is that another one of your duties as the princess's top maid?
No. These things of mine are quite divorced from my maidly duties. A maid, though I may be, I'm a woman too. Please do not forget it. I have desires of my own, and I'm not afraid to act upon them. Let's go!
Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Let's go. Very let's go. After dressing, Elizabeth leads me downstairs to the parlor, where Stephania and Hifumi are waiting for me, both seated at a fancy-looking coffee table. Stephania is wearing the same regal blue gown she wore when greeting us at the airport yesterday, while Hifumi is as always, in her kimono. Hifumi must be wearing contact lenses because she isn't wearing her thick rimmed glasses. Oh yeah, she had to wear the glasses as well. She looked so good. It's been a while, come to think of it, since I saw Hifumi in her spectacles. She looks more like a traditional Japanese beauty when she forgoes them, but I think Hifumi looks very charming in glasses too. It's kind of waste. Hifumi greets me with a smile upon my entry and says while waving,
Oh, hello. Hello, dear. I hope you had a good night's rest.
Oh yeah, it was very... I begin, but I'm properly cut off by Stephania.
Lizzie, it's wonderful dreaming. I was talking through my ideas with my mistress, and we both thought it would be nice if we could engage in another contest this morning, but alas, it is not possible for us to play on our own, not without the reader to recite the poems for us. We have both been waiting in anticipation for you, so let me might begin our game. You'd mind acting as our recitator? Would you, for an hour or so, huh? Of course not. Nothing brings me more joy, milady, than aiding you. I will be more than happy to help. Wonderful!
Beaming, Stephania claps her hands together.
You're so reliable, Lizzie. I knew I could depend on you. All right, mistress.
Stephania looks back at Hifumi, her eyes blazing with determination.
Let us get this show on the road. I cannot wait to challenge you again. You might have bested me during the championship finals, but I've been practicing up days since then. I'm willing to go loud. May the best woman win. Yes, indeed. I'm looking forward to it. Win or lose, this should be proved to be a lot of fun.
Stephania and Hifumi relocate upon the floor, where they then begin preparing their makeshift area for their impromptu game of Karata. I meanwhile watch them, feeling more and more like an interloper with every passing second. What am I even doing here? Elizabeth seemed pretty intent on getting me and Stephania on friendly terms, but Astoria's princess didn't so much as react when I entered the parlor. She's so fixated upon her rematch with Hifumi, she's not paying me any attention at all. Now, how do I feel about this? Dude, I don't care, man. I don't want to be ignored. Maybe I can ask Hifumi to console me later.
Maybe we could ask Elizabeth.
Anyway. Being blanked more or less by Stephania's smarts, but it isn't. I tell myself the end of the world. I have a whole harem of succubi who'd be willing to give me attention. Should I ask for it? After Stephania and Hifumi have finished up, I should just ask Hifumi to let me use her lap as a pillow.
Ah, yes.
That ought to cheer me up. I'm feeling better, in fact, just thinking about it.
Ah.
Since when did I become so spoiled? You lucky bastard. The current match between Stephania and Hifumi rages on for a good hour, but eventually Hifumi emerges as the uncontested victor. Hifumi's motions are so dexterous, despite the trailing sleeves of her kimono, she soon sweeps the proverbial board. She beats Stephania with a healthy 10-card lead, a fact which Stephania, rather than sobbing over, seems to derive no shortage of enjoyment.
That was a good deal of fun!
I'll probably be changing her voice like 20 times. Stephania exclaims in the wake of her loss.
Thank you very much for agreeing to play with me, mistress, for it's so very early in the morning. I remember now I thought I call you mistress in the first place. Truly, when it comes to card hunters, nobody more talented than you. Why, thank you very much.
Hifumi giggles while cupping her cheek with one hand.
I'm glad our game provided edifying, for you've no need to call me mistress. Your social status is much higher than my own, given you are a genuine princess.
I mean, you were supposed to be a queen, so... Anyway.
I would be flattered if you could instead refer to me as Hifumi. Oh, no, I would never dare to be so presumptuous, not when your skills in cards are so far eclipsed my own. I cannot even begin to countenance addressing you in so familiar manner, not while I am still but a lowly pupil. Perhaps if I am ever able to play at a level akin to your own, I might regard you as an equal. But until then, I'm so far beneath you, it does not bear consideration. I will call you mistress, else I shall address you as nothing at all. That is the only fitting title a woman such as you deserves. My.
Hifumi giggles, once more amused.
I cannot say I'm accustomed to being called mistress. It is quite curious. I wonder if this is how Marina often feels.
True. Being called mistress is way more Marina's forte. You're more of a wifely type Hifumi, or maybe a big sister type.
I quite concur. If only you could one day call me Big Sis, dear Stephania, my heart would overflow with happiness. Big Sis, perish the thought, I would never... But I see at the present that would not be advisable.
Hifumi smiles somewhat forlornly. The mere prospect of calling Hifumi Big Sis has Stephania so worked up, her face has flooded crimson. She's stumbling over her words just like a reluctant pony with a broken leg. As friendly as Hifumi and Stephania seem to be, there is a real barrier between them, and surprisingly enough, said barrier isn't Stephania's lofty status as a princess. Rather, Stephania seems so very starstruck when it comes to Hifumi, she can only regard her as some sort of exalted being. Exalted? Knowing Hifumi as I do, I'm fully aware that Hifumi doesn't like being revered. She takes pleasure from doting upon others, and nothing makes her happier than performing household chores or preparing cups of green tea. That is true. All this verbal kowtowing courtesy of Stephania must be making her uncomfortable. Still, Hifumi bears with it as best as she can. Hifumi, being conscious of other people's feelings, isn't one to press the issue, not when it will obviously make the other party uncomfortable. She's very considerate. I think that's why I like her so much. That and her miso soup, which really is to die for.
If you wish to address me as mistress, then I suppose you may. It is doing nobody any harm. I'm still unaccustomed to being regarded thus, but I should ease into it in due course. Now, I take it you wish for me to school you even more intensely in the art of Carta. Oh yeah, if you'd care to play even more games with me, I'll be overjoyed. How to get even better at Carta, and to do so I must learn from the best. I'm passionate about the game, so I shall give it my all. In time, perhaps even I'll be able to stand against you, mistress, without embarrassing myself. Then I shall no longer be your hapless pupil, but your worthy adversary. Oh, I'll look forward to that.
Hifumi bows her head, while smiling serenely.
I have faith in you, dear Stephania. I'll teach you all I know until you too will become a fine challenger. Why, you are halfway there already. It was most impressive you were able to challenge me in the finals of the National Karate Championship. With just a touch more instruction, you could become a truly formidable foe indeed. Whilst you mightn't be the best karate player in Japan, you are assuredly the best in Astoria. I'm certain that it is true. It's not so very impressive an accolade.
Smiling shyly, Stephania begins to toe her blonde hair.
I believe I'm the only one I believe I'm one of the only karate players in Astoria. The game is not at all well known here. To become a player, one must first be familiar with the Japanese language. It is quite a high barrier of entry already. Fortunately, I have been interested in Japan for many years, and already had firm knowledge of your native tongue before I commenced my training. Japanese is such a lovely little language, you can imagine my intrigue when I learned of karate. The game's a celebration of your poetic accomplishments. It is truly elegant. I wish more people in Astoria, no, across the Europe in general, would grow to love karate, as I have, but alas.
Stephania shakes her head.
It might be a bit difficult to sell. Ah, well, my love for the game is unassailable, and I'm sure I'll grow to love it all the more. Never here to instruct me, mistress.
I mean, to be fair, you could try getting the karate in all of those nations, but with the poetry of those nations as well, right?
I do hope so. Karate is a lovely game. It is not so very popular in Japan either, but with foreign players such as yourself, it may begin to see more worldwide recognition.
Funny how it's supposedly not popular, but it's in TV. Then again, maybe I shouldn't be saying, given that what kind of Polish movies and so on are in TV, you know. Ugh. That's why I don't watch TV anymore. That's how good the TV here is.
If you could contribute to its increased popularity, I would be truly pleased.
Wait, what was the previous line? Yeah.
They'll have to do my very best.
That's kind of cat girl expression, right? Stephania beams, her face glow with happiness, but then upon seeing me, her smile falters. Her fervor for her does spent. She looks to me shyly and says,
but where are my manners? I forget you are also here, Mr. Goswara, and I doubt your fondness for karate runs as deep as my own. I apologize for speaking at such great length about the subject you may not find interesting. I was just so excited about race against my mistress again. I forgot myself. I have a bad habit of doing that. I tend to get carried away at the smallest of provocations.
Stephanie clears her throat, then resting her hand upon her chest says,
let me introduce myself to you anew. My name is Stephania Sofia Maria Isabella of Astoria. I'm the Crown Princess of Astoria, and I am in my 21st year. I love Japanese culture, karate in particular, and I have been studying your language since I was a small child.
But you know what? I think, because let's face it, when it comes to people, let's say, traveling to Japan, right? I would say most of them, like 99%, would get some kind of love for that from anime, right? And here you have someone who's inspired by karate. I bet you Japanese people would love her because of that. Definitely. Because her interest is so much, you know, different. Kind of. Anyway.
It is very pleasant to meet you. I hope you had a good night's rest.
Oh yes, it was wonderful. You don't need to worry on that score. I smiled at Stephania in an attempt to reassure her. I can remember the last time I had such a restful sleep.
Wonderful! I'm most relieved. I would hate to be a poor hostess, particularly when it is at my behest that you came to Astoriatus. While you are residing in the palace, you may of course venture anywhere you like. No rooms out of outs, not even my own bedchamber. Wink wink. You may promenade in the garden, enjoy our library, or visit the stables, if you so desire.
Can I visit Elizabeth?
You may also venture to Rosenberg, if you wish to do some shopping and sightseeing. Just ask one of my chauffeurs and shall be only too happy to escort you wherever it is you wish to go.
Can I go with Elizabeth?
As for my mistress, meanwhile,
Stephania looks to Hifumi.
while I don't wish to deprive you of her company, I will, in all likelihood, be spending a lot of time with her, honing my karate skills. I hope this does not cause too much. I hope this does not cause you too much inconvenience.
Oh no, it's alright. I knew before I came here that you and Hifumi will be playing a lot of karate. I know how important this game is to you. Stephania's only made that, like, blindingly obvious. And I wouldn't wish to pull you away from it. If Hifumi is otherwise engaged, I can always wander around on my own, or spend time with Marina and Hazel whenever they are free. Besides, it's not like you will be eating up all of Hifumi's time. We should still be able to snatch a few hours all together, presuming you want to spend time together. Hifumi?
Oh, but of course. You are my darling Hiroki after all. As much as I enjoy karate, no other occupation makes me happier than being by your side. I know that the pair of you have a special history, so you needn't worry about that. I'm not so very thoughtless that I would keep my mistress to myself throughout her whole trip. Given you're both on holiday, you ought to enjoy yourselves. I would hate to keep away from your fiancé for too long, mistress.
Fiancé? Hey, Hifumi, you didn't? I begin, but Hifumi soon cuts me off. She shifts closer to me, winding an arm through mine, and I laughingly says,
Why, thank you. You are most considerate. But of course, as Princess Consideration is one of my middle names. At least it would be if I didn't have so many middle names already. Adding an extra might be a bit too much to keep track of. Honestly, I have so many names I sometimes forget them myself.
Stephania and Hifumi exchange further pleasantries, when Hifumi continues to press her voluptuous chest against my arm. I can't say I'm displeased about this arrangement, but I'm beginning to feel somewhat perturbed. Since when I was Hifumi's fiancé? This is certainly the first I've heard about it. Despite appearing so demure, Hifumi can be awfully aggressive when she wants. Dude, I mean, to be honest, I would have no complaints. Perhaps mistress wouldn't be too ill-fitting of a title for her after all. Dude, I want to spend time with Elizabeth for the most. Anyway. This, let's face it, Sakura Succubus 5 just kind of, you know, went into the into the Elizabeth basically game. For me at least. Anyway, Hifumi and Stephania have another karate match. Also, seems like Stephania doesn't have the Succubus bloodline. She doesn't look interested at all. Elizabeth, on the other hand, though. Hifumi and Stephania have another karate match following their first, which again Hifumi wins with ease. Impressed by her mistress's peerless skill, Stephania thanks Hifumi anew for instruction, then permits her to take a break.
I would not wish to push you too hard. It is quite a lovely day for January. It isn't overly cold and the sun is shining. You should seek to enjoy yourselves while you can. Only a selfish woman would want to part a happy couple such as you.
That's what Stephania says, and who I am to disagree with her. I've not gotten a good look at the palace or its gardens yet, given the sun had already set when I arrived here yesterday. I think it will be interesting to see the palace during the morning, and I have a few words I'd like to exchange with Hifumi. Oh, this is nice. By the way, like, right now I'm smiling like stupid seeing that. This being the case, Hifumi and I soon... I don't know why I'm not recording with a webcam lately. I don't know why. Maybe because it's less problematic while editing, and I also have less time for that. Anyway, this being the case, Hifumi and I soon find ourselves strolling arm in arm through the palace's expansive gardens. Hifumi's head is resting upon my shoulder, and her arm is looped through my own. There's a bit of breeze, but it's quite gentle. Said breeze stirs the leaves of the nearby trees, and it makes the decorations in Hifumi's hair cling together like wind chimes. The weak wintry sunlight plays upon the contours of Hifumi's face and illuminates her irises, so they seem to glow. She does look beautiful. She's so beautiful, in fact, I almost forget what I wanted to ask her. Almost, but not quite. Hey, Hifumi.
Yes?
Hifumi peers at me, her head tilted curiously to one side.
What is it, dear? Is something the matter?
I guess I could say that. I was just wondering, you didn't tell the princess we're engaged, did you?
Oh, that.
Hifumi giggles, amused, her purple eyes winking.
I did not say it now, not in so many words. I had no desire, you understand, to further fan the flames on Discord after my announcement on national television.
So, is this something Stephania assumed?
It would appear so, yes. She'd asked me about the nature of our relationship before you entered the parlor, which put me in quite a tricky situation. I was unsure what exactly to say in response to her innocent queries. I did not wish to cause her undue shock by informing her of your harem. Were she to discover you were seeing multiple women, I fear she might be quite perturbed. As a princess, she is very sheltered, and she knows precious little of the outside world. Wishing to be considered, I stressed only that you and I had been in a loving relationship for almost a year, and we were very close. I told her that you were my beloved, but I could not countenance life without you, and well.
Hifumi smiles bashfully.
She must have soon missed from my presence that you are my fiancé. I not cared to correct her on the matter, not when she sounded so very pleased for us, so I chose instead to humor her in her misunderstanding. I only hope I have not caused any offense.
No, it's fine. I'd never be offended by the thought of marrying you, Hifumi. Let's face it. I'd consider it an honor, in fact, if we were engaged. Should we do it right now?
Truly?
Of course. I smiled and turned to press a quick, fleeting kiss against her cheek. I used to be self-conscious about public displays of affection, but since spending so much time with my harem of succubi, I've become more open to the idea. I've been kissed and embraced in public so often, engaging in such acts myself shouldn't hurt, from time to time. Besides, it's not like there's anybody else in the gardens to see my closeness with Hifumi. We're quite alone. I wouldn't discount the idea of one day being your fiancé, but that would cause all sorts of complications. I can't marry you on the sly behind the others' backs. It wouldn't be fair on them. I'd need to announce my intentions beforehand. I know they'd be jealous for. If possible, I'd like to marry all of you. Here, I sigh. But polygamous marriages aren't legal in Japan. Our relationship wouldn't be recognized, which would kind of defeat the point.
A traditional wedding service would be nice, I agree. Yet it is not a necessity. We can always marry in spirit. Symbols can have just as much meaning, if not more, than the inflexible, old-fashioned letter of the law.
That's so true. I'm so about it. Like, dude, you don't need... I mean, it's nice to have the law. You know, boom, let's get the paper, we are officially married. I'm saying, I don't see the point of getting the church involved. Honestly, I don't get it. It's a waste of money. Don't spend money on church. If you want to have the ceremony and so on, make something in a place that you can. Don't waste your money on church. Honestly. Be creative with that. Said a person that is not married and is not engaged. End of details about my life. Anyway.
Japan is not the only country in the world, however, where marriages can be officiated. Such weddings may not be legal where we live, but in other, more open-minded countries. I don't know where I think like marriages like that are alright in countries I would rather not visit myself, to be honest.
Hmm. Let's see what countries. Oh, there's a lot? What the? I thought there would be not much. Afghanistan, Algeria, Angola, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Botswana, Brazil. Wait, what the fuck? Countries where polygamy is legal. You can, okay, you have up to 4 wives. Technically illegal. But then why do you say it's... Oh, fuck. Let's see if my crappy country is there. No, it isn't. Honestly, for... as I pretty much said... As I much said, it's not really... Okay, some of those countries I would like to go to, but there are a lot that I would rather not go to as well. You know, trust issues. Huge trust issues. Hifumi pressed her body close to mine, a pensive smile playing about her pretty face.
Well, it is something to consider in any case.
What about Succubus realm? Can we do it there? There, I solved it.
Perhaps we shall cross the bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, I suppose we'll. For starters, I still need to properly tell my mother about all of my relationships.
Oh, you mean to say you have yet to do, despite my proclamation?
I gave it an honest shot, but she didn't believe me. She seemed to find the idea of me being so popular hilarious. She laughed right in my face, or in my ear, rather. She stopped laughing pretty sharpish after I broke into my apartment and had some stern words with her.
Oh, so Ayu has spoken to your mother already?
Hifumi pouts.
Pooh! I was not aware of that. Now I'm beginning to feel quite left out. I had hoped that I might meet your mother first. I flatter myself I would make a much better daughter-in-law than Ayu.
Yeah, that's actually easy to say that would be the case.
As cute as Ayu is, her culinary skills pale in comparison to mine, and she cannot even beat a foot. She does not have the temperament of the wife, not at all.
I have to agree with you there. She's too much of a diva to settle down. That's the impression I get, at least, but maybe she'll surprise me. There is more to Ayu than meets the eye. She can be a pretty affectionate when she wants to be.
Indeed, she can be, but so too can I.
Hifumi smiles, then gives my arm an affectionate squeeze.
Yes, you are my beloved fiancé, and I would be prepared to sacrifice anything for you. You need only ask.
Oh, so we are engaged in the end.
In my heart, at least, you will always be my #1 concern.
Dude, Hifumi is so great. I'm kinda worried. With Sakura Succubus 5, the girls might switch positions on my, you know, who's the best and so on. Slightly because 2 of them are not there. For, as we know, 1 of them is at the very end, so she would probably stay there. Anyway, later that evening, once the sun has already set, I find myself seated in the luxurious dining room of Astoria's palace. I've not yet been in the dining room, given last night. I was so weary I went straight to bed without eating. Then earlier in the day I took lunch with both Hifumi and Stephania in the parlor with its pale blue decor. The dining room, as soon as I discovered, is every bit as extravagant as the rest of the palace, as expected to be fair. Its walls, like those of the parlor and my bedroom, are blue, the floor hard creamy marble. A large table sits in the center of the room, upon which a large vase, full of purple flowers I can't name, stands. Every inch of the room has been cleaned to perfection, the marble floor so well swept it practically seems to shimmer. I'm in awe of this room, as it seems is Hazel.
Wowie!
My Succubus companion, who's sitting across from me at the table, looks around her eyes, agog. This is the first time I've seen Hazel since my arrival in Astoria, and I'm glad of her company. Her familiar face makes me, the newness of my surroundings, feel less imposing. I think my voice is cracking a little bit. I'm glad I'm not the only one stunned by all the splendor.
This place is incredible. It's even grander than I thought it'd be. It feels almost too good for a girl like me. I'm afraid all this finery is wasted on my uncultured self. I mean, gee!
Hazel picks up one of the forks for further inspection, her eyes white like goose eggs.
Aren't these like solid gold? Don't be silly.
Marina, who's sitting beside Hazel, rolls her eyes.
That would not be at all practical. Solid gold is heavy and can easily tarnish. It is more likely the cutlery is plated instead in gold leaf. Gold leaf is it? Ooh, I guess that makes sense. Sorry for being so open, just like not used to all this finery now. I'm not a showy girl, even if you are.
That's true. That's nice thing about Hazel. She's not like, showy. I like that.
I feel way more at home in gym or in the pool than I do in the posh places like this. I still get the shivers. Oh dear.
Stephania, who is of course sitting at the head of the table, frowns.
You aren't cold, are you, Miss Williams? I know it can be quite chilly during this time of the year, and your clothes are well.
I mean, you are not the one to talk, really. Stephania glances at Hazel's exposed stomach and the muscles which ripple beneath it and flushes.
They do not seem the warmest. Would you like Lizzie to fetch you a blanket? That might help alleviate your chills. Oh no.
Hazel smiles abashed and shakes one hand in Stephania's direction.
That's right, Steffi. Steffi.
Oh my god. Steffi! Oh my... I would burst up laughing there. Oh my god. I'm so glad I'm not sitting there. Oh. Is she that familiar with the princess already? It's very Hazel, I guess, to give people silly nicknames, even princesses, but it seems a bit too informal. I wonder how Elizabeth will take that. She seems pretty serious. I glance over to Elizabeth. Stephania's indefatigable maid, who's standing at her mistress' side, but to my surprise she doesn't react to Hazel's over familiarity. Maybe she's less stuffy than she appears?
I'm actually cold. It was more of a figure of speech, huh? If I'm shivering, that's cause the spice is so incredible of me knife. Oh, I see. That is a relief, I suppose.
Stephania smiles hesitantly.
I would care for you to be uncomfortable. As a valued, treasured guest in my home, I want you to stay to be a pleasant one. I'm sure it will be enough. How can it not be, when you're so attentive? I still have to wrap my head around. I'm not used to fine dining, like Hifumi and Marina here, but I'm sure I'll get the swing of things eventually. That's the spirit. I'm certain with a bit of practice, you'll be quite at home, even in an elegant setting such as this. Do you really think so?
Marina arches one neatly plucked eyebrow.
If I feel that's myself, there is nothing about Hazel here I would call elegant. But no matter, if she makes too much of a nuisance out of herself, I will not hesitate to set her straight.
Marina shoots a warning look in Hazel's direction, which makes her flush.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? I'll be as good as gold, you see. I'll hold you to that now.
Marina bows her head before Stephania.
Please forgive us, your highness, for talking at such length at your dinner table. Our entrées will get cold. Shall we commence with our meal? Oh yeah, please help yourselves, and do let me know if you want seconds. The cook always makes too much food and I can never finish it myself. I'm most gratified to have guests over. There you see, Marina. Steph is happy to have a guest over, me included. You're getting your panties in a bunch about nothing.
Please, oh boy. Marina rolls her eyes.
I'm no little girl, and I do not wear panties. I only wear thongs.
Stephania, who ate a spoonful of soup halfway to her lips, sputters at this. Hazel, however, seems quite unconcerned by Stephania's discomfort and triumphantly retorts.
Ah, you like to think you're so mature, Marina, but I'm even more of an adult than you are. I don't wear underwear at all.
We actually knew about that. Stephania, who bravely attempts to take another mouthful of her soup, sputters again, this time spraying a fine film of soup across the table.
Oh, my lady, are you alright?
Elizabeth bends by Stephanie's side, then pats her back.
Would you like me to fetch your glass of water? Oh, no, oh, alright. Some soup must have gone down the wrong way. Vessel, there's nothing for you to solve it easy. I would rather you tend to our guests instead. Very well. If that is what you prefer, then.
Elizabeth gives Stephania's bag a consultory rub, then scans the table once more. Hifumi is elegantly sipping at her soup while Hazel and Marina are engaged in a lively debate. I don't want any part to play in it. I'd rather eat my soup silently like Hifumi, but alas. Unfortunately, I'm taken into the conversation. That is going to be problematic.
Hey, Hiroki, what do you think?
What I think about what? I look at Hazel with some trepidation and reply, my soup spoon still pinched between my fingers. About?
About my Marina's taste in underwear, or lack of, which of us do you think is the most appealing? Does it matter?
Marina, who's rather too mature for such conversation size.
Hiroki's fond of the pair of us. We've no need to fight for his affections, knowing this. Clamoring for further attention is childish, and it is uncouth. Moreover, to discuss one's underwear at the dinner table. I guess she might be correct about that, kind of, yeah. Can you not see you're making the princess uncomfortable? Technically you both do that, but you know, let's not try to make anyone angry here. Oh no, I'm quite alright. Carry on as you were, I wouldn't want to come between your conversation. But besides, it's so interesting in listening to your conversation. I have been cooped up in the past for so long, I have no idea how other women communicate. Trust me, other women are not so half-brazen as Hazel. She's a law unto herself. So say, but...
Hazel stabs a finger in Marina's direction.
You're the one who started talking about underwear first, Marina. Now, Hiroki, what do you think? Which of us do you think is the hottest?
Well... talk about a loaded question. No matter what I say, I am going to upset somebody. Without a shadow of doubt. Unfortunately, okay, reply. I doubt Hazel will let me squirm out of this direct inquiry with a mealy-mouthed. I think they're both attractive. She seems awfully worked up for some reason, so I guess I might as well bite the bullet. I inhale, and then... Oh shit. Why would I say the last option? The fuck? That doesn't make any sense. What? Where did that come from, by the way? I think I like Stephania most. What?
It doesn't make any sense at all, man.
Alright, damn it. If I have to be perfectly honest... What was the question about? On the other hand, you know, there is also the question of what they were, right? With Hazel right now, it is safe, right? If Marina were to go with Hazel's way, so nothing, commando, that would be quite a problem with the skirt. Let's go. Yeah, honestly, I feel like overall, you know, there is more attractiveness when, you know, there is something to imagine, I would say. So let's go with Marina here.
Huh? You like Marina the most?
Yeah. Is that a problem?
Not at all. It was not to be a foregone conclusion, really. Why would you not like me? I'm sophisticated, elegant, beautiful, after all. You could learn a few lessons from me, Hazel.
Hazel pulls a face.
That's not fair. Nobody is sexy, but come on, what about me?
Hazel gives me a swift kick beneath the table and... Ugh! I gasp in pain and then double over. My right hand, which is still gripping my soup spoon, twitches and then... Oh no. As if in slow motion, my spoon slips from my fingers. It arcs to the floor, hitting it with a metallic clang, but not before, in the process, staining my thighs with soup. It's a good thing my soup was only lukewarm, else that might have smarted. This unpleasantly sticky sensation, however, is hardly welcome. My pants are going to get ruined. What a pain. I reach for a napkin, meaning to dab myself dry, but... what?
Not to worry, Mr. Gasawara. I would be more than happy to aid you.
Before I'm able to do so, Elizabeth appears by my side, a damp towel in hand. Now, where did she pull that from? Elizabeth kneels at my feet as usual as well. A maid then begins to rub at my thigh with a said towel. Her caress for unexpected certainly feels good, although... Is it just my imagination, or are her gloved fingers straying perilously close somewhere? I didn't spill any spoon, therefore... I murmur this in a strangled voice, but Elizabeth pays me no heed. I like her. She continues to nap at my palms, her amber eyes focus all the while upon my face. Dude, it's good that it's just soup on that jeans. Otherwise it would be a very big problem with this scene. While she works her chest face in tandem with the repetitive motions of her arm, this evidently places too much strain upon her white blouse, which was already struggling to contain the full heft of her chest. Oh god, it has buttons. We are going to die in a second. Before my very eyes, one of the buttons on Elizabeth's blouse comes undone, thus revealing the value of her soft cleavage. Yet the CG doesn't show that. I swallow and abashed feel obliged to turn my head away. I fear if I weren't making a conscious effort not to stare, my vision would be sucked in by Elizabeth's hypnotic chest. I'm actually hypnotized by her eyes, but you know, the chest also is hypnotic for sure here. Anyway, she looks so incredibly attractive, I have to wonder whether she's not doing this on purpose. Is she trying to seduce me? If so, she's doing an embarrassingly good job. I had no idea eating dinner in the royal palace would prove to be so very stimulating. I like her, man. With dinner finished, I decided to retreat to my bedroom to spend the rest of the evening relaxing. That was my plan, at least, but Marina, Hazel and Hifumi decided to invite themselves into my chamber for a talk, not that I really mind. My room is more than large enough to accommodate the three of them, and we've not had much of a chance to speak since arriving in Astoria. Hifumi has been too busy playing endless games of cards with Stephania, while Hazel has been practicing for her upcoming tournament, and Marina has a whole slew of business meetings to attend. Tonight, however, the three of them have some time off to finally kick back and relax. They are so relaxed, in fact, they've taken to appearing in their succubus forms, all skin-tight outfits and bat-like wings. I guess it must get stifling having to wear their humans' disguises as they wander the palace, same thing really, in this situation. Showing up to the dining room with horns and tails would doubtless cause a huge scandal. During their daily lives, my Succubus companions have to keep their real selves a secret. It's only when they're around each other, or I think with a wry smile when they're with me, that they can be true to themselves. I can't help but sympathize with them. At least I would.
Ah, your bed's so soft, Hiroki. This is the best. I could roll around on it all day.
If Hazel didn't seem to be having the time of her life. She dove into my bed the moment she entered the room, and she's been rolling about like an overexcited puppy for a good couple of minutes. You'd think her wings would get in the way, but apparently not. I'm kind of impressed, actually, that she's not gotten them trapped. Marina almost does not look at all amused. She's thrown instead, her arms folded.
Must you act so immature? You're embarrassing yourself. I thought you were supposed to be an adult. Now, Marina, let's cool down.
He even placed his hand upon Marina's shoulder.
Let Hazel have her fun. I can hardly fault her for being excited given our luxurious surroundings. I feel a giddy schoolgirl myself, if I'm being quite honest. I've filmed a lot of television dramas in old castles, but I've never stayed in a European palace before. There, you see?
Hazel sits up, then stops a finger in Hifumi's direction.
You get me! How can it be exciting given how crazy cool this everything here is? I feel just like a real member of the nobility. You might feel like it, but you certainly aren't acting like it.
Marina sighs.
Good grief. It is a good thing nobody around us is around to witness your shameful behavior other than us, else I fear you would be rejected from the palace forthwith. If anybody was around to see us, they'd freak out. Normal humans aren't supposed to have wings and tails and horns. I suppose you have a point. I always do. I'm not a total idiot. No, that is up for debate.
Marina shakes her head.
I think you spoil Hazel too much, Hifumi. You need to be hard on her. It's the only way she'll learn.
Nah, not really true. I can't say
I enjoy all her backchat. She's only doing it because she's excited. Let her have some fun. Is that not why we came here? You might have come here to goof off, but I did not. I have many meetings to attend to. It's all quite tedious. That's a problem, Marina. You work too much. You've got to learn to cut loose every once in a while.
she's right about that.
Speaking of,
Hazel's eyes sparkle.
why don't we call a maid over and order some alcohol? I'm in the mood for some fancy bubbly and I can't get enough of all these cute maids calling me lady. I'm in paradise.
Should you really be drinking, Hazel, when you have a tennis tournament to compete in? That doesn't sound like the best idea.
Hiroki is right. Do you not have to wake up early in the mornings so you can practice?
Hazel pouts.
You're not drunk, but gee, I guess I get smashed after I've won. Are you that assured in victory?
Marina purses her lips together.
Having confidence is a good thing, but you must be careful it does not cross over into arrogance. Remember, pride comes before a fall. Now you're starting to sound kinda motherly, just like Hifumi. Are you worried about me, Marina? I worry about you often. You invited? What with your silly behavior? I fear I can't keep my eye off of you, lest you will cause all sorts of trouble. Hey now!
That was Isle's voice.
Hey now!
Hazel pouts.
I don't think I'm quite that bad. I do have some common sense, like I said, and to prove it, I forego drinking. I know it ain't good for me, no matter how much fun it might be.
Fun, dabbed.
I'm wondering for...
Hazel smiles coyly.
Could we get a maid over here anyway? I'm kinda in the mood to ogle some pretty girls and that Elizabeth is particularly adorbs.
Hazel? High five, same taste. The mention of Elizabeth's name makes me wince. She's been on my mind ever since dinner, for I tried unsuccessfully to put her from my mind. I have more than a few doubts about her.
Dear?
Hifumi, perceptive as always, looks at me concernedly.
Are you alright?
I'm fine, don't worry. I was just thinking. Don't you think Elizabeth was getting a bit too intimately acquainted with me earlier?
Oh, you mean when she was wiping your thigh?
I know it. I didn't bring it up. I didn't want to make a scene, but her hand was perilously close to my, well, you know. Bong, chuk, bong, bong. And clean my throat. It was a bit embarrassing.
You mean she was getting frisky with you around the table, huh?
Hazel paused.
It's like no fair. I wanna have some fun with Liz too. She's too cute not to.
Oi. That's not the issue here, dummy. I grabbed a pillow from the bed, then hurled it in Hazel's direction. With a futile gesture, of course, given how easily Hazel's able to catch it. Succubus have better instincts than most ordinary humans, but it does a decent job at communicating my displeasure. I'm worried she's coming on me. Wouldn't you be jealous?
Jealous,
Hifumi ponders, one hand being her chin.
I do not think I would be. No, I already knew before I pursued the relationship with you that you were intimate with other women. There is no reason for me to be jealous, not when you have always been upfront on this matter. I agree.
Sorry.
I agree. As a succubus myself, I do not get jealous, as most other women do. If you wish to indulge in a relationship with Elizabeth, you may.
Let's go!
For I'm beginning to wonder whether you will have much of a say in the matter.
Huh? Now that sounds ominous. I'm not sure if I like that. Obviously, I look at Maria and say,
What do you mean? This is only assumption upon my part, but...
Marina rearranges herself on the edge of the bed, one long leg folded across the other, then speaks in you.
From the moment I laid eyes upon her, I sensed a certain kinship, if you will, with her. Something about her scent feels so fully familiar. Have you felt it too, Hifumi, Hazel? Now that you mention it, there is something oddly familiar about the way she comports herself. I do not believe we have ever met, but I feel as though I understand her regardless. Same here. I feel like if I wanted, we could become real good friends or something, I don't know. I get along with most people except Marina, so... I didn't pay much heed. What do you think this means, Marina? This is all conjecture on my part. I've yet to see any proof, but...
Marina frowns.
I would not at all be surprised if that Elizabeth woman was another succubus like the rest of us.
Really?
I stare at Marina, my eyes wide. How sure are you about that?
Not very at the moment, but if that were the case, I would not be surprised. We succubi are everywhere, after all. It would explain, at the very least, why she seems to be so attached to you. Your scent is, as I believe I have explained before, irresistible to succubi such as us. Perhaps you ought to be careful, darling Hiroki.
Careful? Don't make me laugh. Careful goes out the window. Marina titters.
If you let your guard down, that woman might just consume you. Yeah?
Let's go. Dude, I will allow that. Anyway, let's end the episode here. We'll, of course, continue tomorrow. That was interesting. Dude, my thoughts were pretty much confirmed right now by Marina. But Elizabeth is a succubi. So, yes. I hope to go after her here as well. Also, it really seems like this game is about that. It's Elizabeth the Sakura game. Which is great. I don't mind at all because she's exceptional. Anywho. Yeah. I don't know what else to add, to be honest. So let's get to the annoying line, which I don't necessarily like to say, but I feel like I need to in the end. If you like the video, consider liking. If you aren't subscribed yet, consider doing that. It will be very much appreciated. You can also, of course, comment what you thought about the episode. And, for example, what you would choose between Marina and Hazel over there. You can also go to my socials, Twitter, Instagram. They are in the description. And of course to Twitch, where we occasionally switch, where we occasionally stream on Fridays and Saturdays during nights of Central European time. Yeah, that's it. Hope you have a wonderful day and hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.